business site here, and I'm very, very excited to be introducing Leah Melquist to host our informational webinar here for World Global Network. Right now, I'm absolutely proud to introduce you tonight to Sam and Leah Melquist from Grand Forks, Minnesota. Sam is a full-time artist and graphic designer with two fun businesses. One is an impression artist and a professional photographer. Leah has a master's degree in wellness management and over a decade, 12 years to be exact, in the public health and wellness industry, as well as 3 years in network marketing. They hit a financial home run when they joined World Global Network just last February of this year, and in just 9 short weeks promoted to the rank of Diamond. By the way, Diamond leadership brings in an amount of 50,000 USD sales in a 7-day period. They are overcome with gratitude already in this journey and have no intentions of slowing down. As you can see here from Sam and Leah's leadership, mentorship, and training, this technology will take you to the moon and back. Their motto is, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. Welcome, everybody, Sam and Leah Melquist. Thank you. Leah, go ahead and take it over.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I love that. Thank you so much. And it's been such a pleasure to get to know you. I know we only got to meet in person once, but thanks to technology, speaking of technology, we're able to connect all the time over the Zoom platform. And you, girl, you have hit the ground running, and you're truly an inspiration to be on this team because of your growth and your excitement and passion for what we're doing. So, and I really respect your background as well. And you're truly an asset on our team. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on here tonight. It looks like we have about 7 or 8 right now, and I know we always get a few extra after as people are trying to figure out Zoom for the first time. So there might be some joiners as well. And I'm going to mute out the lines as I kind of go through my presentation because I'm recording tonight. I want this to be a good, clear, minimal background noise and whatnot. And I want to honor all your guys' time. So you guys, the information I have to share with you here can be truly life-changing. So I just ask if I can get 25 minutes of your undivided attention because I know we have constant distractions. And I want you to get everything you can out of this presentation. Because this is, I promise you, no matter what, you've never seen something like this before. And I always warn people that I apologize in advance if you lose a little bit of sleep tonight. Our first week, we were like, we called it world-induced insomnia because of the excitement over what we've discovered here. So give me one moment to get the recording and I'll get everybody's lines muted out. All right. So like Sarah said, I live in Minnesota. I do this alongside my husband, Sam. He does have a couple other businesses and still a full-time job at this point. So I'm kind of the main one running the show, but he's definitely a huge asset. And it's just been so much fun to be able to build this business together. In my background, I come from my master's was wellness, but I did public health, from personal training to public health to running our local health coalition and doing health promotion for the Air Force for 6 years, which was truly an honor to be able to serve in that capacity as well. And I was in another company for 3 years. I'm a huge advocate of network marketing. I'm not going to spend much time on here trying to convince you of that if you have any network marketing skeptics. Hopefully the industry at this point speaks for itself with $183 billion in revenue last year alone. And it's growing faster year after year than any year past because we know that unfortunately, while I appreciate every professional out there, the 40-40 plan doesn't work for the majority as far as getting yourself to retirement. We know 75% of people cannot afford to retire now with the way the world's economy is set up. So this is just another way. And I grew very passionate about this industry once when I was able to replace my income in my last company working alongside my full-time job. It then gave me flexibility to be home with my family while still providing that full-time income. So then I became a huge believer, went from skeptic to believer, and then I got sent this 2-minute video in February of this year and was absolutely floored when I saw that the technology that's coming out and knowing what that's going to be able to do for people. And we'll get into kind of the nuts and bolts of the device itself, but I didn't understand at first. And I was sent this, I was shared with it by a friend that's a nurse practitioner and another network marketer. She's another health advocate in our community. And she's like, Leah, I know you guys are so busy, but you gotta see this. So I played the video and was just like, well, wait, why, this is amazing technology, but why are you sending me this? And she's like, it's coming through network marketing. And I was like, what? Tech? That is new. Like we have health and wellness supplements and skincare and makeup, and there's wonderful products throughout the industry, but technology, that was a first. So I'm going to kind of share a little bit about why they chose this route of distribution and kind of go into some other details, but I'll get my screen shared here so you can see my presentation. All right, can you see everything? You guys see it, Sarah? Yeah, okay, good. So we always play the income disclosures here on the beginning of all of our presentation. We are monitored by the FTC, and we want to protect our company. So we should see actually every company doing this, but unfortunately most don't. So our income disclosure basically says that practicality dictates that everyone's results will vary. We make no promises to your success, and a lot of it has to do with your work effort and skills and commitment and work conditions and all that kind of stuff. So we guarantee no success, and you can see the full income disclosure at the bottom of worldgn.com. Okay, so a little bit about our company. The company's name is World Global Network, and it's actually going to World Corporation as we're about to head to the NASDAQ. So they're kind of rechanging the name a little bit. So you might see that going forward. But it's a 6-year-old company. We are publicly traded. So I love that because it gives us credibility, and people that maybe otherwise wouldn't have considered network marketing, since we have completely open financial records because of the public trade and monitored by the FTC, people are taking a second look at it. So I like having that as part of this company. That was something I hadn't had before. So I'm going to ask you guys a few questions, and just you can respond by a thumbs up or a head nod, just to kind of help you fully understand what we have ahead of us. So is everyone on this call familiar with Fitbit? Ever heard of a Fitbit or an Apple Watch? Yeah, okay, good deal. Awesome. So knowing what you know today, okay, so that Fitbit itself started in 2007, multi-billion-dollar company today. Knowing what you know about how big they got, if you had the chance, if we go back in time and they called you and they said, you have the opportunity to be involved with us today before it got big, and they said, we will pay you for every device sold and give you a percentage on that, would you have taken that opportunity? And Apple Watch, because we have an app store. Right? Most people would. Pretty rhetorical question. It's a no-brainer. Hindsight's 20/20, but last time I checked, they were not calling. Well, what we have in our hands here, mark my words, folks, and this is not a hype call. I've been to Thailand. I've talked to the CEO myself. We will be bigger than Fitbit. And I'll show you where we've come already in the past year. So our device is called the HELO, which stands for Health and Lifestyle Oracle. You likely saw a 2-minute video. If not, we can definitely get you that. But in a nutshell, what our device does is it monitors your biometrics. So it does heart rate and breath rate and mood and energy, which is really cool. Having that heart rate variability testing there. I've had a lot of people come forward with they have kiddos that have really, it's been a huge benefit for them to be able to kind of monitor that for people with different illnesses and whatnot, that they can have a sense for what's going on with their kiddo, and they cannot tell them specifically what's going on. So we do the Fitbit, we do the the steps and the calories and all that as well. The blood pressure and the EKG function are definitely been what has gotten people the most excited, because that's never been done before. The ability to do through your skin, have a very, very accurate, mind you, blood pressure reading has been hugely transforming for people. It's through an app on your phone. All you have to do is look, it'll run your metrics every 30 minutes to 120 minutes, depending on what you set, and you can always have that set there. Then on top of that, we have a guardian function. So where you get an alert, you set the ranges that you want to be notified if your metrics go out of, and it will alert you if you go out of those ranges. And you have the ability to monitor loved ones as well. So you can set up to 20 people on to be the guardian of, and monitor loved ones anywhere in the world. As long as they have a smartphone, you can connect and monitor their biometrics. Then we also have something called the panic button. Mine's charging, so it's here connected to my computer. You just push this on the side of the device, and it will, right now, my husband's out playing basketball with my daughter. If he had his phone on him, he would get a text message, and it would tell him I pushed my panic button. So then he would know, and it will say, Leah, push your panic button, you should check on her. And he would know he needs to go, give me a call, find out, and it will actually give him a pin drop of my GPS coordinates of where I was when I pushed that panic button. So I'm thinking in terms of aging seeing parents. We have people who want this device because they have kiddos about to go to college and they're nervous about the situations they might be in. My mom has one and she is newly living on her own. So I have that peace of mind that if something were to happen and she just couldn't, call me, she could push the button and I know I can run over and check on her right away. So the functions on the device as it is today are absolutely amazing and are bringing people here checking out this, we call it life sensing technology. But you guys, what we're about to do is going to the moon with this company. So and I'll get to kind of some of the forward features in a second here. So we are in the space of wearable technology, and our CEO, Fabio Galdi, our company was a telecommunications company for 6 years. So it's been around, but we have this unique situation of the company did a total rebrand for a couple reasons. So he's a tech genius, been known as, he was one of the first people to develop the LCD touchscreen on the first computer. And he's like kind of the Steve Jobs of tech over in Italy, where he's from. And he knew that wearable tech is an explosive industry right now. According to Forbes, in the next 2 years alone, it's going to have $20 billion of growth. And that's just in the everyday wearable devices. We're not even talking about where healthcare is going yet. So he knew that this was a huge industry shift. And he also has a father that passed away of diabetes, or at the time when the Helo was in development, he was still alive. He just passed away this past year. But he knew he had the ability to develop a wearable device that's not like anything else out there, that can do real-time metric monitoring to give people a glimpse of what's going on inside before symptoms arise. Or to give them an idea like, hey, and this isn't a medical device, but it gives you the opportunity to go in, something's not quite right. Go in and check in with your doctor and get that checked out. And he's a diabetic himself. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit, but we're about to be the first ever non-invasive blood glucose monitor in the world. And that's really his baby. That's what, we started with some of these basic biometrics, but this is the one thing he's so excited about, to give people the ability to not have to prick their finger multiple times a day and still be able to monitor their blood sugar levels and have loved ones be able to monitor them as well through an app on their phone. So that's what's coming. That's why he made this switch into wearable tech. And we know tech runs the world. So it's just the first time in history that everyday people like you and I have an ability to get involved with and get a piece of technology money. And so one common question that everybody asks is, okay, so he developed this amazing device, new technology, why network marketing? And it's because he's, again, kind of going back to understanding the world's economy. He knows that the fastest way to bring a product to market is through word of mouth. It's moving, this method of distribution is moving products faster in the marketplace. Stores are shutting down left and right. Brick and mortar is being replaced by click and order, and online sales are booming. I don't know if you guys heard, but Amazon just bought Whole Foods. This is just the way the world is going. And he's very, very passionate about transforming the financial landscapes of hundreds of thousands of families, not just the big CEOs. And to affirm this decision, Toshiba actually came to him and wanted to buy the Helo because they didn't have a wearable tech device. And again, this industry is going to the moon. So they knew they needed to make an entrance into this space. They knew this man named Fabio from Italy was developing the most advanced technology of this. So they came to him and said, okay, prepare, like with a checkbook, like wanted to write, buy the company. And he said, I will not sell this. I want to get this into the hands of everyone in the world. And the fastest way to do it is through network marketing. And again, about the financial blessings for many, many people. So he wouldn't sell. So they came back to him 3 months later after vetting the company's lawyers, went up and down just to make sure that our company was up and up, and vetted it. And 3 months later said, can we partner with you instead? So that's how we kind of got to where we are. Toshiba manufactures the processors in their device, and Fabio owns the technology and the algorithms that are able to do the technology and the licensing piece that it does. So really cool story of how we got in this space and why it's in network marketing versus, in the shelves at Best Buy and Target. So like I mentioned, we are a publicly traded company. I love to show this picture because I think it really kind of depicts a little bit of where we've been in the last year. So January of 2016, our shares were just on about $0.25 a share, okay? January of 2017, so this year, you notice a huge spike. And what happened at that point is last year at the Consumer Electronics Show, which is the largest technology convention in the world, Toshiba featured the Helo as their entrance into wearable tech. So that's when our stock went up to over $20 a share. So if you follow stocks at all, WRMT is the ticker symbol. You can go and check it out, look at the 1 year at a glance. And we are about to go to the NASDAQ now. So that we know that there's going to be a lot of shift in this stock here coming up as well, because we're about to do something again to total up level the playing field. They now, how I mentioned last year at CES, Toshiba featured the Helo. This year, World Global Network, our company, will have their own spot at the CES convention. We will be right next to Apple and Sony and all the other tech giants in the world. Will be there right at the, and have a booth of our own. And it's the first time in history, again, that a network marketing company has ever been at CES. So it just kind of takes all the stigma and, oh, is it network marketing out of it. I'm like, you know what, if it's good enough for Toshiba, who else, it's not good enough for you, gotta move on then. Because they have a lot more to lose, skin in the game to lose than you or I. So as I mentioned, some of the things that are coming down in the future that we're very, very excited about. I mentioned the blood sugar already. And on that, before I kind of move on from that, not only, obviously, we know that there's over 1 billion people in the world with diabetes, but we have doctors that specialize in weight loss, that work within healthcare systems, that are meeting with our CEO and creating apps for weight loss and for other things, because we know that blood sugar monitoring plays a very significant role even outside of monitoring for diabetes. So we're going to have a lot of avenues to use with that blood sugar that's going to help people really be able to improve their health. So we're also going to have an alcohol monitor. Guys, we'll be able to, from the app on your phone, be able to look if I had a couple glasses of wine, should I call the Uber? And you'll be able to look and see on what your alcohol limit is. And what's kind of cool about that is, so the technology that's created is Geiner Corporation is the company that created this technology. And because we're a publicly traded debt-free company, our CEO, we actually just purchased Geiner, the whole company, out of Silicon Valley. So we will have exclusive rights to that blood alcohol technology for the next 20 years. So this is kind of some of the stuff to come in 2018. We will have a mosquito shield on it. And living in Minnesota, our mosquitoes are the size of birds. So I'm pretty darn excited about that ability. And I've been on the phone or on a Zoom like this with some gentlemen from Nigeria here over the past week that are very excited about that technology, as you can probably assume why. So looking at, and on that, we are a global company, so you can build anywhere in the world besides North Korea. I haven't had anyone that wants to pioneer that at this point. So anywhere in the world, though, besides that. So I mentioned kind of some app development. Right now, we have what's something called Open API. So we have over 100 app developers that have our API technology, and they're able to work on apps that will develop this and make our device even more comprehensive to our end user. So our device will continue to increase in value over time, because people will be able to go to their app store, and it's just an app on your phone, and then it says Helo App Store, and we'll be able to page through and see what other apps do I want to download to make my device very customizable for my needs, whether it's, a specific fitness monitoring, or, even there's talk of stuff for when people lose consciousness, that they'll be able to get alerted or alert somebody. I mean, the sky's the limit. With the metrics that we can read, there's going to be so many app capabilities here. And from a business perspective, the relevance of that is, if you guys know the story of Apple, $3 billion a month the Apple App Store generates in revenue. From every time somebody goes and downloads an app, those are called microtransactions, and that generates that much revenue. Now we have our own app store, and every time someone downloads an app, whether it's a $2.99 app, a $9.99 app, whatever it is, depending on the capabilities, that's revenue that you will get paid out on. So that's one of our forms of residual income we have here. So you guys, there's nothing else out there like what we're doing right now. There's no comparison in the wearable tech, and also in the space of network marketing. We're the only ones doing technology. So a lot of people do this alongside of their business because it doesn't compete with anything. And it's brought a lot of the top leaders from other companies in the world actually here, because we're doing something never been done before. And we have social proof all the time. Like, people are like, oh, it's on the news over here. It's on the news in Australia. We've been on Fox News like 4 times. The Today Show a couple months ago, Carson Daly, we had wearing a Helo. We have the clip of that if anybody wants to see it. So people are noticing around the world that we're doing this technology and really giving us the recognition that it deserves of the lives we're going to be able to impact because of what we can do. So again, I mentioned how his choice to being this a fast way to move a product to market. This slide, I was in Thailand in May, and they showed us this, where we came just in the first quarter of this year. We surpassed Sony and Microsoft and Jawbone in the wearable tech space, and already got 5% market share. And even more significant about that is I knew the goal of the company was only to have 3% market share, because that was $3 billion in revenue. So knowing that in the first quarter we got to 5%, doing something that's never been done before, that's pretty unheard of. So I knew we were doing something right, and he kind of made the right choice by keeping it to word of mouth to share this. So one other product that we have that I want to mention is called the BioZen sticker chip technology. So you can see it there, it's on the back of my phone. And what it is if you guys are familiar with EMFs, I find about 50-50 are familiar with that term. In a brief summary, electromagnetic frequency comes out of all of our electronic devices. It's very low-grade frequency, but they're starting to do more studies on, because we're more connected than ever in the history of mankind. We are a connected society between all of our dang phones and how they're so multifunctional, the tablets, our computers. And so the cumulative effect of these EMFs, what does that do to the human body? And they're starting to realize that it's not good. Like it's messing with people's DNA. It's decreasing immunity. It's creating headaches, brain fog. Like there's a lot of residual effects of that. So, and you'll start to see more and more of this in the news as well. And you can Google electrosmog if you want to check out some information on it. But basically, they've created this chip then that if you put it on your electronic devices, it basically, in a very simplistic manner, it takes those waves and smooths them out. So they no longer elicit a stress response on the body. So I have it on all of our phones, my kiddos' tablets, all that kind of stuff now. And I highly recommend, if you have baby monitors in your home, anything like that, make sure you get this stuff, something like this on the devices. And what's really cool is there's a agency that verifies the validity of these, because there's other people that have tried to do stuff like this out there, that it's a certifying body basically saying, yes, we can test, and it does what it says it's going to do, and it's called the Bureau Veritas. So you can look that information up as well. So love the BioZen. Another one, it's the Helo that really takes the limelight right now because of the size of the wearable tech space, but this is something that we've been talking more and more about as well. So this is just a couple other gentlemen on our corporate staff. Alessandro Senatore, he's our COO and responsible for the comp plan, which is so nice. And Antonio De Rosa is the gentleman on the right here. Kind of what he's known for, you probably have never heard of his name, but this iPhone here, he's the concept designer for the iPhone 5 through 7. And has won multiple awards for his design. He is our chief design officer. So he designed the Helo. After people realize that, they're like, well, that makes sense, because it's a very sleek device. You'll notice our packaging looks just like an iPhone box. So it's been really cool to have such a person with a great repertoire and background be able to be part of our corporate staff here at World. And I recommend following him on Facebook. He's a very cool visionary and designer. It's really inspiring to follow. So just some other accolades that our company has. Within the DSA, which is the Direct Selling Association, and monitors and oversees this entire industry of direct sales, we are one of 27 companies that have a AAA+ rating. So all the accolades, just check out. We're a very, very top-notch company in that regards. Like I said, we are global. You can share this with people anywhere in the world. This just gives a kind of a quick snapshot of how fast this has moved and kind of what the potential is. So if you Google businessforhome.org, again, it's kind of a website for the industry in general. There's a top 200 network marketer list on there. And right now, we already have 10% of that list are from our company, which is unheard of. So you can see Romacio Fulcher. I actually have a call with him on Monday night. He's number 19 in all of the world of network marketing. He's now, you can see this was from March. So now he's number 19 and is well over 300,000 a month. And Nat and CHANIDA is this couple in the top corner here, and they're at 1.2 million a month after just a year. And I mean, these incomes are like astonishing. So it's not even that I'm trying to impress you with. It's the compressed time frames. Other people that are on this list have been with their company from the beginning. That's kind of a clue, but it's typically taken them 15 to 20 years to get to this level of income. So it just kind of shows that actually the world, this industry is watching our company because people are breaking record after record. But it's tech. It's we have a very simple system that shares it fastly, and you can share it in every country in the world. So it's just moving very fast. So how do you get involved here? Basically, you just pick your pack. Customers, you can get the $349 that if you just want to be on the customer referral program, and you can refer it out. A single band is $349 then. Traditionally, our business partners come in at either the family pack or the premium pack, so you can have a few devices on hand, and it reduces your price point down then per device. So the family bundle is $1349, and you get 4 helos, 4 of the colored band sets, and 4 of the germanium stones. The premium pack comes with 6 of everything. And the germanium stones, to speak a little bit to that, because that's something I'm realizing, I mean, I had no idea what the germanium mineral did prior to this either, but you can see here on the inside of my band that there's these stones that snap right into there. And why we have these is, so I mentioned how Fabio has diabetes, and one of the most significant effects that he deals with from the disease is the blood circulation issues. So he was actually, I don't remember what, I got to find out to ask him again. He was in a country, and he was talking to a practitioner about that's what he struggles mostly with. So they put this band, it was before he had totally invented the Helo, but it was just a bracelet with germanium in it. And they said, go walk around for 15 minutes. And after wearing this, and they had tested his circulation before and after, and they saw in just 15 minutes a marked improvement in it. And so he got that band and went, and then it virtually eliminated his blood circulation issues. So now we have the germanium stones that you get with these packs. You get 3 stones in, and it helps increase circulation, and then ultimately blood oxygen levels throughout your body. So they're working on an app right now, and that they're showing within 10 minutes of people wearing these stones, if it's for people that need to monitor their blood oxygen levels, it increases by 1 to 2 points within 10 minutes of wearing the stones on the band. Like, I would have had no idea. So that with the family and the premium bundles, you get a set of those stones with every device to go snap on the inside of the band. Where's my side here? So the last thing I want to mention is our loyalty membership. So part of the beautiful thing about this industry is, the ability to create leverage time and residual income. And if you're familiar with other companies like Rodan and Fields, they have their skincare line. Other supplement companies have different shakes and stuff that you order every month. Well, ours is this loyalty membership, but they're really calling it a revolution in this space because across the board, the industry standard is about 10 to 12% of people, once they get on an auto ship type program, end up staying on it. And you want that. That's where you create residual income. You build a customer base, and they continue to buy your product. Here it's not more product that people get, it's a protection plan, it's increased services because you get some upgraded device and cloud or data and cloud storage, and you get $75 every month in your back office account that then you can put towards the next generation Helo when it comes out, because it's just like going to be like the iPhones, there will be future technology so they can stay on top of the new technology. Or we have a phone, which I'll talk about coming up. And you can then use these loyalty points, which are the equivalent of dollars, towards other products in your store. So we have a 78% retention rate on our loyalty membership because everybody wants to be on it so they can stay up on the latest technology, and they're getting more money. It's a no-brainer. So that's the loyalty membership that we have here. Also, last product I want to mention real quick, this is coming. This is not for everybody to buy at this point because they really want to keep the focus on the Helo because of where we're at in this wearable tech space. But we are going to be having the first ever phone in the world that has reduced electrosmog, and that EMFs that I was talking about, it's going to be EMF free. So they've taken that BioZen technology from that chip and built it into the phone. Okay, and the only way people can get this phone right now, it's kind of an exclusive thing. Once you're on that loyalty membership, those points, once you have 499 points, you can use that to get the phone. At this point, I anticipate sometime in the future, it will be just another product that we can sell. But right now, it's just for people that are loyal to the company, which is kind of cool. I didn't realize that they were going to come out with it that way, but it's kind of cool. And it has a 21 megapixel camera. My husband's a photographer. He's like, dang, that's pretty good for a phone and has 4 to 5 day battery life, which I'm like, forget the phone, forget the camera, forget the BIOS, and you have me at battery life. Dang iPhone, I can't have to charge by the end of every stinking day. So just something to kind of forecast a little bit about the kind of vision of where there will be other technologies that we have. Right now, we're definitely going to be focusing on the Helo for a while, but this will definitely be a forward-thinking technology company as we go forward. So last thing I'm going to mention here is about positioning. In case you're new to this space of network marketing, that timing does matter, okay? So we want you to definitely get your questions answered. We want to make you feel very good about your decision, but it's not something that you want to all get to and life take over and a few weeks later think about it. Because once you get signed up, you have your position in the company and everything that comes in after that. So people that enroll and start sharing the product, especially as we're about to launch this in CES, the blood sugar, all that volume then goes under you and you start to accrue that volume and get paid out on that. So we just want you to understand fully that get your questions answered, and because timing does matter here. It's not something we took 24 hours as I was in another company and couldn't decide, like, what am I going to do? I love what I'm doing, but this is tech, and 7 people enrolled, and now we're off of the 800 people we've enrolled in the last 9 months here. So I just want to make sure you understand that as well. So I'm going to just wrap this up and turn it back over to Sarah. If you guys can get back to whoever invited you to this call, because I know we had a few people that were inviting, and just let them know if this is something you are interested in, or if you're not. You totally appreciate you taking the time to come on here regardless of your decision. If you decide it's not, if you could do us a favor and give them even a referral of somebody that you might know that would be interested in this technology, benefit from what we're doing, or just want to be a part of such a movement to launch this technology around the world. If this is something you want, let them know right away so we can get you started, and we will do a call similar for you and get you started. And we have a very simple marketing system, just sharing a few videos that can be done in the pockets of time. So very busy people can do this too. I have a ton of people on the team that have full-time jobs, are in other companies, are doing lots of different things, but it's pretty simple because it's all done from your phone and your computer. So thank you guys so much for taking the last half an hour to be with us this evening. I appreciate your time, and take care. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you guys very much. Bye-bye. Bye.